Good morning and welcome back to another Saturday Somm-Things with Mats. Hi, I'm Mats. It's December. Happy holidays. Today I'm here with my good friend, a returning guest who has amazing knowledge in wine, Jeff Tufford. And we are going to discuss these three amazing wines. I've got three words for two of the amazing wines. Randall Grahm, genius. So Jeff, welcome back.
Thank you.
And three wines as opposed to four, that's okay because you're just going to represent.
There's a lot to talk about. So first of all, happy holidays. Thanks for having me back. Hello everyone. Good to see you again. You know, we have a special treat today because we have some smaller production wines, and to Mott's point, a genius named Randall Grahm, who's a legendary, iconic winemaker going back to the early 1980s. This is Randall's new project. Two of these three wines are Randall's new project. So, for those of you that know or don't know, Randall Grahm is the founder of Bonnie Doon Vineyards, founded in 1983. He is a tireless a supporter and advocate of Rhone variety wine, so Grenache, Syrah, Cinsault, Mourvèdre. That is his deal. He released the Les Cigars Volantes in 1986, which really put him on the map from a winemaking standpoint. Right. And you may have heard of the Rhone Rangers. Some folks out there may have heard of the Rhone Rangers. The Rhone Rangers is an organization I'll talk about in a second, but how it got started is the Wine Spectator did a feature article on Randall. He had the cover of the Wine Spectator and a feature article on him, and he was dressed as the Lone Ranger, talking about his Rhone wines. So tongue-in-cheek, obviously, but the Wine Spectator is the one that started calling him the Rhone Ranger. So Randall Grahm is the original Rhone Ranger. Now that has morphed into a larger organization of winemakers that like to make and are advocates of Rhone variety wines, and they have tastings around the nation, and it's really quite the organization now. So you should check it out. A lot of fun. Wine is fun, right? Enjoy it. So Randall's philosophy is to make distinctive, soulful wines. He's a very soulful gentleman, very poetic, and wants wines with meaning. So that's kind of the foundation of Randall. So let me introduce you the Language of Yes. This is a new project by Randall Grahm. It is a single vineyard sourced two wines, a Grenache and a Syrah. The Language of Yes literally translates into La Languedoc. So it is a medieval language, Romance language from the middle part, southern part of France. So Randall, again, being very poetic, La Language of Yes, La Languedoc. So that's the meaning behind the wines. So we're in Santa Maria Valley, which is south of Pismo Beach, if you know the Central Coast of California, north of Santa Ynez Valley. You're right in the middle there. Very cool climate. Can be a cool climate. So the first wine we're going to taste is the 2020.
I love the nose.
The Language of Yes, Grenache. So this is 100% Grenache from California, Santa Maria Valley, single vineyard called Rancho Real, and a particular block. So very specific sourcing here, very small production wines.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So when you're making a cool climate Grenache, as you know, the aromatics are completely different. You have more lifted red fruits. Right. It makes a different food pairing, of course. Randall is not about oak. There is larger oak barrels and some oak influence for mouthfeel and for layers, but this is all about the vineyard fruit.
I'm getting freshly picked strawberries.
Absolutely.
And pomegranates, a little hibiscus, and lavender, violets.
Lots of spice here.
Beautiful. Great white pepper.
So we talked about, by itself it's brilliant, but also with food this time of year during the holidays. This is a great, I'm always struggling to find the great ham pairing for those of you that like ham during your holiday dinner. This is a great ham pairing as well, among others. But the spices and the aromatics is what makes it.
Ham, pork tenderloin. This would be good with baked chicken that I'm going to make tonight. Stuffed baked chicken.
Fantastic.
Beautiful. So
Excellent.
What about wine number 2?
Wine number 2, we thought it would be fun. This is about Randall Grahm and the Language of Yes, but we thought it would be fun to do a comparison with another Grenache, the opposite spectrum, if you will. So we brought up a bottle of Dave Phinney's, who's the founder of Orange Swiss Cellars. You know, this is his French vineyard and winery and project called Department 66. This particular wine is called Others Very interesting story there. Dave flew in to discover this vineyard at the urging of friends. Flew into Barcelona, which is where you fly into, and you drive over the Pyrenees Mountains and land on the French side of the Pyrenees, a town called Marie. And Dave, this is the vineyard. On the next slide, what Dave discovered when he woke up in the morning was a red eye. He fell in love with this vineyard instantly, and it's primarily Grenache, which is what he loves, and Old Vine Syrah and Old Vine Grenache. So this wine is Old Vine Grenache, up to 65 years old. There's some Mourvedre, there's some Carignan, and there is some Syrah as well. So great comparison between the two.
I love the color. I love the color. It matches my shirt. And yes, for you viewers out there who talked to me recently, my belt does match my shoes.
Oh my goodness.
But this is gorgeous. I'm getting a lot of blue fruit instead of the amazing red fruit. Blueberries, some boysenberries, some huckleberries.
That's why it's a fun comparison.
Right.
Because again, both of them brilliant Grenaches, but stylistically completely different. You know, depending on what you enjoy, what food pairing you're pairing it with. But you're right, lots of blue fruit here, boysenberry, blueberry here. We have red fruits, so lifted rhubarb and strawberry here.
Sure.
So really fun.
You could pair this with porterhouse, T-bone, something sausage and peppers, something that just would really hold up to this amazing. This is a big wine.
This is a big wine.
D66.
This is the 2015 vintage.
Wow.
So this thing has some age in the bottle and will continue to age, but the fruit is still bright.
Okay. Which brings us
to the final wine. The language of Syrah.
Okay.
So this is from the same vineyard, Santa Maria Valley, Rancho Real Vineyard. This is 87% Syrah and 13% Viognier. So it's a co-fermentation, lots of the Syrah and Viognier, very much like they do in Côte Rôtie in the Rhone Valley.
Right. There's
Randall's tip of the hat to the Rhone wines and stylistically.
It's so different.
It is so different. And on the aromatics here, now you're talking lavender, you're talking some really big-time floral components here. It's just starting to open up as well, so Syrah will have a super great spice, a little bit of a white pepper coming through for me.
A little...
gorgeous, rich mouthfeel.
Yeah.
And if you notice again, judicious use of oak barrels here.
Right.
This is not an oaky wine. This is not a one of those big oak-driven wines. It's a vineyard-driven wine.
This is fantastic.
Thank you.
And it's been such a great lineup because we just got in these two wines this week. So we have them in stock and people need to come down and buy them and explore them. And because the requests have been flooding in, a couple more did you knows. Did you know that a glass of red wine has so many amazing properties, so many good things for you? Doctors always say have a glass of red wine because of the antioxidants. If you have one glass of red wine, you would have to drink 7 glasses of orange juice or 20 glasses of apple juice to get the same antioxidants in one glass of red wine.
There you go.
And because you're so amazing with knowledge, did you know that when white wine ages, it gets darker in color, and when red wine ages, it gets lighter in color? And Jeff, tell us why.
Well, when the oxidation on both. Oxidation will change the colors. In white wine, it will. If you have a green color or a golden color Chardonnay for it, as it oxidizes, it will turn a little bit of a brownish hue. That will show you the age. So if you're doing a blind tasting, or if you're just tasting a bunch of wines, you look at it that can tell you possibly the age of that wine. And in red wines, the coloring from the red skins, the grape skins, is where you get the color for the red wine. As those chemically will fall out, it will turn into more of an orange or a brick or a brown color as you age, a rust color.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
So just a couple fun facts for you guys. Keep on watching, keep on shopping. Jeff, it's been...
It's always fun.
It is. It's been really quick. It's been wonderful, tasty.
Just so you know, 600 6-packs or 600 cases all they made, so very small production.
Okay.
So I would encourage rushing out to Argonaut and buy them.
Yes. So happy holidays, everybody. Come on down. And we appreciate your support. So thank you, Jeff. And we'll see you
Soon.
Soon. Absolutely.
Cheers.